Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so I plan on doing a little laundry. Obviously tomorrow's checkout day, so I want to make sure that the sheets are clean. Everything that I got to go take with me is clean, so I'm not worried about doing no laundry when I get there. But unfortunately, all three of the machines are in use, so that's going to slow down that process a little bit. Not really worried about it. Just do it in a couple hours or an hour from now, whatever. But because I found that dollar while I was walking down the street, I had just enough to not have to break a 5 or a 20. So that was really awesome because it takes $4 to complete what I do here laundry wise. So that was very, very fortuitous. Thank God for that extra buck. It wasn't without the Lord measuring out exactly what I needed. Just like I was telling you on the last video, y'all saw me found the dollar. You saw me talk about how I was trusting the Holy Spirit to measure things out. That dollar completes my laundry. So that's a big deal. Also, more timing stuff. As I was going down to the machine to put, dollars in there to get quarters, I realized the machine wasn't taking my dollars. So what I did was I tried to see if some of them soda machines or something would to give me 4 quarters. You put a dollar in that machine. Sometimes it doesn't give you back your dollar that you put in. It's gonna give you back quarters. Wrong. It gave me back one of those little gold dollars. As I was looking at that and realizing I had my gold dollar, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Let me see if anybody's going to come in. Not come in. Let me see if one of the ladies at the office can give me 4 quarters. I'm like, nah, they probably don't have quarters like that. They probably have to go across the street. As I was opening the door to go across the street to the market, I opened the door to let somebody walk in. And the person that followed him in was a dude holding chips for the machines. Turns out, the person I opened the door for was the quarter man, coming to replenish the machine with the quarters. I was able to give him what I had to get back to quarters. You see how God is working? Just like perfect timing down to the very smallest measure. If I wouldn't have opened the door for him, or if I would have went out a second before, or if I wouldn't have put the dollar in the machine, I would have missed him, wouldn't have got the quarters. He was the guy with the quarters. He had the quarters in his hand as I opened the door to walk him in. Didn't know that was the quarter guy. Didn't know that what was in his bag was what I needed. But that's exactly how that went. So I'm telling y'all, hey, the Lord is doing very, very specific things with me. And the same conversation we were having in the last video about trusting that Holy Spirit and letting him measure things out. He told me to get 2 bags of bread instead of 1 for what was on my mind. He told me to get 4 apples exactly for what I needed. He told me not to buy any bananas. All these different things, I'm just going to trust that meditative energy, that meditative voice that's in my heart. Not my ego telling me, you probably only need 1, or you don't need no apples. No. Trust that first mind, that spirit that you use to meditate with, to help measure things out. That same spirit will align you with your exact perfect timing if you truly believe. And I believe that. I'm seeing it. And I wish I would have had all that on camera so y'all could have seen exactly how awesome that whole thing worked out. Who knew me holding the door open for somebody would be the person that had exactly what I needed, who was there to do exactly what I needed them to do? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what else to tell you. It's just that simple, man. If you need proof God exists, these are the type of things that help you understand. So now it's like, within the circumstance that I'm in, what am I relying upon? Well, I honestly don't know. I'm going to sleep tomorrow. But look at what God is doing around the circumstance to help me understand that when he says he's got that under control, I can believe him. It's not just me saying, oh, God, please help me, and then just sitting there wondering if he's going to come through. Everything around what's going on around me, down to me finding the dollar, opening the door, all these different timings, things. This is the proof that you can trust, that you're not just putting yourself out on a limb or on a whim or whatever the word would be and just hoping something will happen. No, it's not. That's not how this works necessarily. Not if you're faithful, not if you believe, not if you continue to invest in the spirit, so to speak, in meditation and prayer. Not when you do what you need to do to not anger the Lord. And we all know what we need to do, or not do, rather. For me, it's a lot of different things that I could do on my personal time, wasting money on weed, lusting and stuff like that. These are things that I'm not doing. And as a result, he's even stronger in my mind in regards to that Holy Spirit. It's even more attentive on making me feel better about circumstances that are just flat out scary and uncertain. And so I feel like that's the purpose, to continue to bring this to you and let you know that, hey, I'm not on top of everything, but I'm trusting that Holy Spirit, and that Spirit is on top of everything. And so as I was feeling what I was feeling yesterday, the Lord told me to give him a day. And I asked him, what was that about? And then he did. It was no answer that came to me. What came to mind was a story in the Bible. It might have been Job, but I think this actually happened a couple times in the Bible. But I'm not a Bible guy. I don't really know all that's in there or know where to find it. I'm not him at all. But it's somewhere in there where it says something along the lines of the enemy told God that he could make somebody quit. And God told him, no, you can't. And he said, well, watch me prove it. And of course, the enemy was wrong, couldn't make him quit. It was, God knew what that person was capable of. God put him on this earth to be as resilient as he is. It's such and so on. And what came to me was that story. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying that that's what came to mind when I asked the Lord, what was that about? I think that one day might have been something along the lines of that. Satan might have told God, I bet you I can make BDF quit today. And I know you can't. And the Lord told me at the beginning of the day, give me a day. It's going to be one of them days. Give me a day. And now I realize that might have been what it was. The enemy was trying to make me quit. He bet God that I wasn't going to succeed today. I wasn't going to make it through the day. I was going to try to, unalive myself yesterday. And as much as I was feeling down, at the end of the day, I got through it. I did everything I needed to do to live to see the circumstances that ultimately eased my mind. And by the end of the night, and I laid my head down, I had a great night's sleep and a wonderful dream. And I wake up not feeling like that. And I think that's what it was. I really think that there's a good chance that's kind of what was going on there. And the enemy was telling God, I can make him quit. And God said, nah, you don't know this one. You don't know this one. You can't make him quit. This one has purpose, and he ain't going to quit. He may want to quit. He may feel like quitting. He may do all the things that make you feel like he's about to quit. But when it comes down to it, his purpose and his faith is stronger than anything you can throw at him. And you're going to see that. And I think that's kind of what it was. And then when I went to sleep last night, I was fighting some enemy and all kinds of stuff. As I was telling you about that dream, if you watched my therapy session about three of them ago. And I just feel like that was kind of what it was. I was in a battle yesterday for my life and my soul. And throughout these circumstances, I was asked to just give God a day. It was going to be hard. It was going to be rough. I was going to want to quit. I was going to be exhausted. Y'all saw how I was feeling. You saw all it was. And at the end of the day, the enemy didn't win. Whatever he was trying to do to make me not fulfill my purpose didn't work. Because here we are the next day talking about what we're talking about, continuing on the process of doing what the Lord is telling us to do. And on this day, I'm a bit more faithful and I'm stronger because I lived through yesterday. And I think yesterday was meant to make me simply not. And so, yeah, yesterday is not on my tombstone, y'all. Absolutely not. I'm still here. And there were parts of yesterday that I didn't think that was going to be the case simply. I just did not. So I just want y'all to know that that's what came to me as I was sitting here. And I'm now going to listen to the Spirit, figure out what else to do. I was already told not to worry about working out. I've been telling myself, I got to keep up the stem. I love where I'm looking. Even throughout all this process, I got to keep on working out. No, the Lord told me we got plenty of workouts ahead. You and I, we're going to get it done. And that's what it is. So it's like I'm trusting that Spirit, man. Whether people believe in God or not, it's not about their belief or their doubt. It's about my walk and what works for me and the timing that the Lord is helping me see and the purpose he has for me and what he puts in my heart to say to you guys, etc. And so that's what it's about, man. I'm not only confident, I'm certain at this point that I'm on the right path. That doesn't mean that I know that things are going to work out the way that I would perceive them working out, but I do know as long as I stay on this path with the Spirit, he's going to guide me to places where I can be most useful, continue to prove the enemy a loser and wrong in my own life, continue to get the strength necessary to endure the days that he tells me he needs a day out of me, which ain't going to be a good day or what have you. And ultimately, whatever we do next is probably going to be useful to God. Not just myself, not just making me happy, but fulfilling me with real joy, leading me closer to the family that ultimately I want to have, or whatever he wants me to do. Whatever time I have left, man. And we're not going to measure ourselves against other people. We're not going to measure ourselves against other people's fate. We're not going to listen to the doubt of others when they tell us that we're not on the right path because we're not doing things that they think we should be doing or what have you. We're going to listen to that Spirit and let it measure things out, because if we follow the way that Spirit wants us to go, we're going to always be in the right place at the right time, in our right mindset, let our light shine. And we're going to feel unselfish enough to let others align with that shining as well. They're going to be able to shine with us. So that's really what it's about, man. I got plenty of these videos to watch. I got plenty of things to do, but nothing more important than connecting with that spirit to make sure that I'm following through on what it wants me to do. And as I do, I'm pretty sure things will fall in the favor that is best. And if I'm thinking the right way, I will align with that favor, so I'll be happy with the circumstances. And that's what it's about, man. Enemies gonna always tell me that it's not gonna work out. The enemy's always gonna tell me I'm gonna have to lay my head on the concrete tomorrow. And there are people who are gonna lay their head on the concrete, and they're gonna be blessed too within that circumstance if they're following the Lord, their God. They're gonna get off that street. They're gonna be where they need to be at the right time, regardless of whether or not their path has them going through a more raw circumstance than what it is He has for me. And I'm not going to die on their die date, and they ain't going to die on my die date. So we don't have to walk the same path to align with what it is He wants us to do. We just got to follow that spirit that we believe in, follow the religion that works for us, follow the God that we know exists, regardless of what it is He put in our heart. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what the message has been for these last 2 videos. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos I'm making today. You know, I've challenged the Lord today to wipe away the enemy. You know what I mean? Instead of waging these wagers against Him in regards to us. I don't particularly love that. But at the same time, we don't know what God's intentions are. We don't know what He's trying to prove to the enemy to help him see the light or something. We don't know what He really wants to do. All we know is what it says in the good books that we read. The Quran, the Bible, whatever you know, if you're a Buddhist, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Keep a list of things that the Lord has done for you. Keep a list of people you want to pray for. Add to that list. That's what I feel is also giving me favor in life. It's not just praying for myself, but praying for others. And I talk about that all the time. You know, I told you I started praying for Doja Cat. You know what she posted yesterday? A picture of her in a spiritual situation where she was a child next to a Buddhist lady. You know what I'm saying? And I told you, I know that there's good in Buddhist energy. I know God is there. I know Buddha was a wonderful human being, just like Jesus was a wonderful human being. I don't pray to Buddha, but if I was raised Buddhist, I certainly would. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know he's connected to God, and it turns out that that was her walk. That was Doja Cat's walk. While everybody's thinking she's a demonic da-da-da. As soon as I started praying for her, it didn't take 3 days for her to start posting something spiritual. I'm telling you, there is something to this. There's something to this. Meanwhile, 2 other people that I've been praying for, Whack 100 and Tasha K. Now Whack 100 is invoking the name of Tasha K. These people don't even know me or of that. I'm praying for them, but the Lord is speaking to me by way of putting them together in these various different ways. And it's becoming more and more evident that there is a lot to this than just me sitting back praying for the betterment of my strength like it initially was about. The Lord is putting these people together. He's making them speak of one another, and eventually we're going to see it all come together in such a way that is absolutely divine, because it is no question about what He's doing. And you see it in all these videos we've been talking about. You see it. This ain't something you have to wonder about. You go back and press play on all them therapy sessions, you're going to know every bit of this, because I've been consistent about what it is I've been doing, and I've been telling y'all about these names that I've been adding to this list. It is the real thing. And you watch how God works. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching.